Hello, everyone. My name is Ricole Tautone. I am the owner of Rockbrook Business Services. And before we get started today, I am going to ask you to hit the bell, like and subscribe, and also share this video that I'm going to bring to you today. Today, I am going to talk about the new laws for the second round of stimulus money for businesses. So I'm just going to kind of walk through the screen here and show you how to apply for the funding that's available. So you want to make sure you go to SBA.gov. S like Sam, B like boy, A like assistant. Excuse me. And you want to make sure it is a .gov. Again, there are other SBA sites out there, but only one is for the funding. Any other site may be potential for you to get your identity stolen. I will put the link below in the video so that you can access this at any time. So what you want to go to is you want to go to funding programs. And then you want to click on disaster assistance. And then you want to click on COVID or apply for COVID-19 assistance. So that's the economic injury disaster loan. And here you'll see apply here. You want to click that button. Let it load up. And then there's the streamlined application. So I'm going to walk through this application with you step by step. And if you have any questions afterwards, our information will be at the end of the video and you can give us a call. Again, our office hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. start until January 15th. After January 15th, we will be available from Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. So to get back to this video, let's see. You want to go to the area where it says eligible entity verification. So you have a few choices. Your most common one will be the first one. You want to hit that the applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees. What I've seen in the last round of COVID funds is a lot of people, especially are self-employed people who don't have employees, they just didn't think that they qualified. First and foremost, when you are a business owner and you're running the show, you are an employee. So you do have an employee, it's one and it's you. So you want to make sure you click that the applicant has a business with not more than 500 employees. If you are a company that has more than 500 employees, you cannot, excuse me, qualify for this funding. I'm just going to go through each one. You may or may not qualify for each one. Most of the people will qualify for the first one. The second one is I'm an applicant and I have an agricultural enterprise with not more than 500 people. That's more for your farmers. An applicant who's an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees or as an independent contractor. You could also put that one if you're an independent contractor, you can put that. If you have a cooperative with not more than 500 employees, if you are an employee stock exchange, in an employee stock exchange ownership plan with not more than 500 employees, you qualify to apply for this. If you're a tribal small business concern with not more than 500 employees, you too also qualify to file for this. If you're a business and it has an agricultural cooperative, an aqua cultural enterprise, a nursery or producer cooperative, but it excludes all agricultural enterprises with more than 500 employees, that is under the SBA size standards. And you could click www.sba.gov/size-standards. And that will take you to the appropriate site. If you have more than 500 employees, you also want to visit that site as well. And any nonprofits, you can also qualify here. So if you are a private nonprofit organization that is a non-governmental agency or entity that currently has an effective ruling letter from the IRS granting tax exemption under Section 501C, D, or E of the Internal Revenue Code of 1954, or satisfactory evidence from the state that the non-revenue producing organization or entity is a nonprofit one, organized or doing business under state law or faith-based organization. So it sounds like, and I'll verify this and get back to you all, but it sounds like you have to have the 501c3, 501c, D, or E, of the Internal Revenue Code, or you have to have proof from the state that your entity is a nonprofit, organized one, and you're doing business under state law or a faith-based organization. So you want to click that one. I am going to go ahead and go to the next section. I'm not going to submit anything. This is just to help you go through the application. You want to review and check all of the following. So it says the applicant must review and check all of the following. If you are unable to check all of the following, you will not be eligible for funding. So the first one is that you are not engaged in any illegal activity. If you are not engaged in any illegal activity, click the box. No principal with the applicant with a 50% or greater ownership interest is more than 60 days delinquent on child support obligations. So if you are a business owner and you are more than 60 days delinquent on your child support, you will not qualify for this funding. However, if you are an owner and you own more than 50% of your company and you do not owe any child support, go ahead and click the box. The applicant does not present live performances or prurient sexual nature or derive directly or indirectly more than de minimis gross revenue through the sale of products or services or the presentation of any depictions or displays of a prurient sexual nature. So this is more for my video people, long as you're not doing pornography, you basically qualify for this funding, long as any of your gross revenue does not include the sale of any of those products. You can go ahead and click the box. If you do delve in pornography, this funding is not available to you. The applicant does not derive more than 1/3 of gross annual revenue from legal gambling activities. That basically means more than 1/3 of your revenue to your business is not coming from gambling. So if you've not went gambling and put that money back into your company, you can go ahead and check the box. The applicant is not in the business of lobbying. So if you are a lobbyist, this funding is not available to you. If your company is not associated with lobbying, go ahead and check the box. And the applicant cannot be a state, local, or municipal government entity and cannot be a member of Congress. So if your entity is state, local, or any part of any government, you do not qualify for this funding. If not, go ahead and click the box, and then you can go ahead and click continue. So now we have the business legal name. So we need business information here. You want to go ahead and type in your name. I'll go ahead and follow along with you. Excuse me. So as you see, we'll go ahead and use the name of my company, Rockbrook Business Services, LLC. We don't have a trade name for our EIN number because I'm not filling out this application. I'm just going to use 9s. Usually your EIN number is basically your social security number for your business. It is a 9-digit number. It is generally 2 digits followed by a dash with 7 digits. So it'll look similar to, well, they're not taking the dash here. So it'll look similar to something like this. Then you want to click down to your organization type. You have the option of having an LLC, sole proprietorship. So if you're not registered with the state of Ohio, or excuse me, with any state, if your business is not registered with any state and you're strictly a sole proprietor, you want to go ahead and click there. That means you are filing your taxes under your social security number, and that's it. Your S Corps and C Corps, your general partnerships, your LLPs, your limited liability partnerships, your limited partnerships, cooperative, trust, independent contractors, and other. They all fall under that line. So you could click what's best for you or how you have your company registered with your state. In this case, Rockbrook is an LLC, so we will go ahead and click limited liability company. Is the applicant a nonprofit organization? No, we are not. However, if you are a nonprofit applying for this loan, you want to make sure you click yes in that box. Is the applicant a franchise? We are not a franchise, but if your company is a franchise, please click that button. In most cases, franchises are if you own like a Dunkin' Donuts or a McDonald's or a bigger restaurant that you've purchased from another restaurant and you're running it. That is what they consider a franchise. And just to go back where it says trade name, if you don't have anything to fill in there, please simply put N-A. Sorry, capital A. I keep doing that. The next question is gross revenue over the last 12 months prior to the date of the disaster. Excuse me, which is January 31st, 2020. So you want to put how much money you made for that year and the cost of goods sold for that as well. Any rental properties or lost rent due to the disaster, you want to put that in there. Any nonprofit or agricultural cost of operation, those are for our farmers. You want to put that information in there. Compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster. So here is if you received prior COVID funds or any COVID money throughout the year, you want to put that in there. And then you want to give a brief description of those funding sources. Then you want to make sure you put your business address in there. It cannot be a PO box. You have to have a physical address, the county, the zip, and a phone number. I would suggest that you all put an alternate number in just in case the IRS, or excuse me, just in case the lender cannot get a hold of you at one number, they have a second number to go to. Once the lender can no longer reach you, they move on and you lose funds. So don't let that happen. Make sure you have two phone numbers, two ways so that they could contact you. If you have access to a fax, if you have a fax machine, make sure you put your fax number there, and definitely get your email in there. That is also important because they will send a lot of your documents through email before they even decide to call you. So you want to make sure your email address is in there and it is correct. You want to put the date that your business was established and the ownership, the current ownership. You want to state exactly like what your business activity is, whether you're in communications, construction, finance, health services, insurance, things of that nature. And then you want to describe your business activity. So you want to say if you're in healthcare. Healthcare is a wide range of jobs. So you may be a home healthcare provider. So that's what you want to put in that second part. And then you want to put the number of employees that you had as of January 31st, 2020. So again, I go back, if it's just you are an employee. So therefore you have one. All right, let me go back and fill in some numbers here. And we'll put in fake address. All right. And I'm in Youngstown, Ohio, so I will use the city in which I live. And we are in Mahoning County. And that's not a real zip code here, but for the sake of time. And then again, you want to make sure you get a second number in there, a fax if you have one, an email if you have one, the date that your business was established. And we were established in January 1st, 2011. I've had ownership since January 1st, 2011. We are in the finance business, and it is specifically accounting, and I have one employee. So you want to go to the next screen, and then they're going to ask for your information as a business owner. So we'll just do that. I'll put in a fake number just to save time. I am the owner. I own 100%. You want to make sure you enter that. Again, put your email address in. You need a social. And then a birth date. And a place of birth. You need to state. Okay, so they're saying my social isn't good enough because I think I put 222-89-2222. There we go. I am your U.S. citizen. You want to put a street address, where you're from. All right. And we're missing something on this screen next. What is missing? Oh, the first question, I apologize. Is your business owned by a business entity? What that means is if your business is owned by another business, then you have to check no. If not, if your business is owned by another business entity, check yes. If not, click no and proceed. The additional information in the past year, has a business or a listed owner been convicted of a felony? No. Is the applicant, or if it's yes, put yes. If it's no, it's no. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the federal government? Answer that question honestly. In my case, the answer is no. Are you presently subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or any or other means by which criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction? Or B, within the last 5 years for any felony, have you ever been convicted, pled guilty, pled no lo contendere, or whatever, I can't get that word, no lo contendere, excuse me, been placed on pretrial diversion, or been placed on any form of parole or probation, including probation before judgment? If that is yes, mark it. If no, mark it. If anyone assisted you in completing this application, whether for a fee or for the service, that person must enter their information below. And then that gives the SBA permission to discuss any portion of the application with that person. If you feel comfortable with allowing the SBA to speak with someone, you can put their name in there. I will highly suggest that it is an accountant or someone that is currently handling your funds for your company, someone that you trust, when you put this information in. And then the next area is you want to put in the bank account to where they will send your money. I'm not sure why it's not. Okay. Why isn't it taking? Oh, you know what? These things are smart. I bet it's because I put Chase Bank in there. So it's looking. And then you click next. Okay, so I figured it out. So because it's Chase, the system is recognizing the bank, so it knows the bank routing number. I chose Chase because that is my personal, or excuse me, my business account is held there. So I had to go pull up some information to get their routing number. And it's still, let's see, 0. Hold on. 0 4 4 1 2 3 4 3 7. Bam, here we go. So then you want to put it, make sure you have the correct routing number, because as you can see, it won't let you move forward. Also, make sure you check the box stating that I hereby certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States that the above is true and correct, and then hit next. And then you're just gonna go over everything, make sure everything looks good and all your questions are answered correctly. Make sure you click I am not a robot, and then you want to hit submit. Based on the average time last year when they did the disaster loan funding, I'm going to say your application could take anywhere up to 2 weeks to 45 days before funding is available to you. With things going as they have, I'm going to assume, and don't take my word for this, that they have come up with a better process of distributing these funds, going through what they've learned from before. So it may make it a little quicker in getting the money back. But again, before you send this form out, before you hit submit, you want to make sure everything on this application is correct. You want to make sure everything is up to date, so that there are no issues when applying for the funding. If you have any questions, again, our information will be at the end of the screen. We'll put all of the, we'll put the link to this website in the description box below. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everyone. I thank you all. Stay healthy. Happy New Year. Peace.